How's it going, folks? Long time no chat. I thought we'd do a little bit of an update on this little organic hydroponic system we have growing on the farm. To begin with, I thought I'd let you know what we've done harvest wise. Well, as you can see, we have no bok choy there at the moment. It was planted out, it grew really well. We harvested a couple of them, and then it got absolutely smashed by aphids while we were away for a week. We got a couple of clumps of bok choy out of there, but yeah, not a great deal, unfortunately. So the decision was made to pull them all out and feed them to the chooks. I don't know, there was one hanging around here before. Oh, there we are, she's in there to lay an egg. Yeah, we gave them to the chooks as a little bit of a treat, so I've got to replace those plants, just haven't gotten around to it yet. The other plant that is missing is the jalapeno pepper or chili that was sitting there. It was going absolutely gangbusters. We had some awesome fruit forming on it. It was going really well. But then we had a couple of really bad storms come through here, even though we had it tied up to the deck to give it some sort of support. It just got blown over and destroyed. So we decided just to take the fruit that was on there already off, and Bianca made up some pickles with it. We didn't videotape the making of the pickles, but it was a pretty basic affair, and we've been using them on top of tacos as we make them. And the guinea fowl are going to make a bit of noise now too. So yeah, we did lose the jalapeno. We have got replacements in there already. These are some heirloom strawberries from Nicole and Hamish. Thank you very much, folks. Just 3 in there. We'll see how they go. I do have some concerns that this bed isn't drying out too well, but we've had a lot of rain pretty much all yesterday. We had rain, last night we had a bit of a drizzle, we got more rain coming. So I'm thinking maybe I should have made that mix a little bit lighter with some perlite or something like that in there. You are noisy. And the dill has been harvested multiple times. Bianca's taken more than a few bags worth off. We've got 2 bags worth in our freezer downstairs. We're just taking out a little bit and just adding it to whatever meal we want at the time. And the girls each got a nice big sandwich bag worth as well. Took that down to Ipswich. And for now, we're just letting it set seed. So I think those guys are already starting to form some seed pods over there. So once they, once the seed is mature, we will take this whole plant out. The one concern we do have is we are coming into storm season and it may not last. I really don't want to move it from there, so we're just losing a few beetroot as a bit of a result, but such is. Fingers crossed we'll get some decent seed from them soon. The beetroot. Now the beetroot is another victim of the storm in a way. It has been smashed by caterpillars. I do have a fresh batch of Dipel to spray on there, which I'm going to do today. So Dipel is basically Bacillus thuringiensis bacteria. It enters the gut of the caterpillar and kills them. And it's fine for frogs and feather bags and fur bags, and yeah, so we're not really worried about spraying this around willy-nilly, although we do like to put it on the plants that are being eaten, mainly because this stuff is expensive. So make up a bottle of this, and then it lasts a week, and so I can come out here and give it a couple of applications. So with the BT, it works out to be roughly 1 generous teaspoon of the powder per litre or quart of water, so you don't have to make up the whole batch at once. Hopefully it won't rain too much over the next couple of days. I'll just come out and spray them again. But I think some of the newer growth is coming out okay. I think we've pretty much all knocked the majority of them on the head. I haven't seen many around. They normally like to hide just under the clay in here when they're not on the plants. And as you can see, we have got some small little beets on there. It might be just a case of harvesting them and just clearing out the bed, I think, and then starting again. It's just, yeah, it all comes down to the weather and this stuff being washed off all the time. The other thing is I was thinking about putting some potassium silicate in there. Silicate is really good at strengthening cell walls, good for powdery mildew and things like that, just to see if that helps guard against the caterpillars a bit. We'll give it a crack and see how it goes. The green onions over here, we have been thinning them out as we need them. Normally we just cut and let them come again, but they're just getting that big in there. They all pretty much all started off with 6 or 7 plants in each one, and we've just been pulling them out one by one, and we've also got some others that we've been harvesting up there that had to come out as well. So yeah, we just use the whites in cookings and then the greens as garnish on a lot of the Korean and Japanese inspired dishes that Bianca likes to make. And the one that looked the worst when it first went in, because we had an iron deficiency, is the one that's grown like the clappers, and that is the peppermint. This was popped in there primarily so Bianca could do batch cuttings of it and dehydrating it and turning it into tea. She loves peppermint tea. She's on a bit of a peppermint and licorice kick at the moment, so that is something. And as you can see, the wind here, we get a good breeze every day, and then when the storm gets behind it as well, yeah, no wonder why that jalapeno didn't last too long. But anyway, this stuff here does need to get a good trim back. I did notice it's starting to flower, so yeah, probably give it a harvest, stick it through the dehydrator, make it a little bit smaller. We have loads of runners on there, and I did notice over the last couple of days the water flow is diminishing greatly from it, and I thought maybe the roots had clogged up down the bottom here, just in the reservoir area. But then when I started to investigate further, I left it here just to show you folks. Just change hands here. I found I cannot move this fill pipe. So this fill pipe, oh there we go, I just broke it off. This fill pipe has had a load of roots growing in it. So that is why we had a bit of a flow rate issue. I might just turn this flow up and see what happens down here, see if it increases much. And I dare say there may be some root intrusion down the bottom as well. Just slow that down. Yeah, see, there we go. I just slow that down again. We don't need that much flow. As you can see, the bell siphon's still kicking off nicely. The water's nice and brown still using the fish emulsion with the kelp additive. So that's yeah, looking after all the nutrients in there. We haven't had to add any more iron or anything like that in there. I will add the silicate in and see how that goes. That was a bit of a shocker when I found them though. It actually looks like some of them are runners. Thought I'd bring you along today and show you planting out some more plants in here. We're not replacing the coir, we're just going to leave it in there. It's the coir and perlite blend we put in initially. A little bit of algae on the top, not too worried about that. We do have some amaranth popping up in there. Some more amaranth there, just because we have it around the pavers. We have some purslane. This is high in omega-3. It's just popped up in there. I actually haven't seen purslane in the ground around here, so whether it's something that we've brought up, I'm not too sure, but I thought I'd just leave that. So as a bit of an experiment, I'm going to plant a section of ginger down in this one, because I really like pickled ginger, and you make pickled ginger with the immature baby ginger. So I thought I'd have a crack at growing some of that in here, see how it goes. So this first one is just going to have some of that in there, just loosen up the top a bit. So we'll see how that one goes. Then these ones here, get the coir off my hands. We're going to sow out some pak choi. It's a white stemmed Asian green, similar to the bok choy we've already grown. These leaves get a little bit bigger though. So I'm just going to pop out probably 3 little sowings in 3 pots, and then once they sprout and they get to probably around about 4 inches, 10 centimeters tall, we'll sow out some more here. So these seeds here, just to show you, are very, very small, so it is very hard to get just 1 or 2 in there. So we'll pop 4 in each. I'm probably sowing them around about 1 centimeter down, which is between 1/2 and 1/3 of an inch. So there we go, that's more than enough in there. And then just have to cover this back over. What I might do, I'll check with Bianca, but what we might do is we might end up getting some bok choy and just some seedlings or seeds and sow them out in these ones up here, just so we have a bit of a mix and match. We're on the way to getting a dedicated garden area set up where we can grow a bit more stuff, but at the moment we're just quite happy just with the greens we've got here, as we do go to the markets quite often in Bundaberg, the growers market. So there we go. So there you go folks, there's a little bit of a roundup on how the organic hydro system is going. There will be an expansion of the garden of sorts coming later on. We're doing a little bit of work around the paddocks at the moment, just waiting for some equipment to come level off the grow area. so I can set up the wicking beds nice and level, and also the larger aquaponics and hydroponics systems I would like to try. But yeah, I will pretty much leave it there. Once again, many thanks to the supporters via the YouTube membership platform and also our own Farm Your Own Yard supporters page. Thank you very much for the ongoing support, folks. Even though I haven't posted for a couple of weeks, been a bit busy. I've been working a lot on the Aquaponics Beginner's Guide, fleshing out some more technical information for that, and working on a couple of videos that I want to upload to it, newer ones, looking at water conditions, water quality, different ways you can irrigate your aquaponics grow beds and things like that. So yeah, that is some stuff coming for you guys who have already purchased the guide down the track. If you're interested in looking at purchasing and learning about backyard aquaponics, there will be a link down below and one will pop up at the end. That's enough of me spruiking. I do hope everyone is well and happy in your own gardens. Hydroponics, aquaponics and farms are booming, and I will catch you next video. Cheers folks, and have a top one.